BoxingVoice.com live with Lamont Peterson, current IBF champion. Lamont, how you doing today? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Fight getting closer. So closer and closer we get, the happier I get, the more anxious I get, and I'm just ready to go.
In preparation for a fight, do you leave the viewing of tape to your trainer, or do you yourself go back and watch some of your past fights or some of your opponent's fights?
Well, it starts off with my coach watching the fight, letting him get the game plan down, and then once he laid the game plan down to me, then I go start watching tapes and watching my fights and trying to correct some things that I did wrong and go from there.
Now in this fight, you're going against Lucas Matthysse, quote-unquote, the machine, the boogeyman of the 140-pound division. But it's my opinion that you faced a bigger puncher in Victor Ortiz. What is your comparison, not to fighting styles, but just to punching power between Victor Ortiz and Lamont Peterson? And clearly, Victor Ortiz and Lucas Matthysse, and clearly you haven't been in the ring with Lucas yet, but do you believe that Victor probably has the bigger punch?
I know for sure that Victor probably is the bigger, stronger fighter. But as far as punching power, that's not nothing I can say right now because I haven't fought Matthysse. But I know physically, Victor is a stronger guy.
Now, that's a fight that I've been watching a lot for my pick on this fight. And I'm going with you, and everybody that watches our radio show know that I'm going with you. But my reason is because Victor was so big and strong, and you were able to beat him to the body and slow him down. After the initial knockouts, it seemed that he became, instead of the aggressor, the boxer, and dancing and utilizing the ring a lot more. Do you think that body shots are going to be the key to slowing this mythical monster in Lucas Matthysse down?
Well, if it is or if it's not, you know where I'm going. I'm going downstairs. That's always going to be the case. That's never going to change. We're going to see Saturday if he can take some body shots.
Now, what I've noticed with you is that you seem to bite down and fight harder when you have to get yourself out of the hole after either being down a few rounds like in the Holt fight or taking a knockdown in some of your other fights. Are you going to try and just get a lead this time, or is it that just something that motivates you to have to come from behind?
Anytime you're down, you're going to get motivated to, push hard, but for the most part, it's just me setting up things in there. Sometimes it take a few rounds to figure things out, or sometimes I have it figured out, but I just want to make sure. And I just like to take my time, and a lot of times it's not me fighting out of desperation because I'm losing, it's because I've put the puzzle together, and as I'm solving the puzzle, the things get easy in there, and that's why you see, a lot of times you see me take over in the middle rounds. A lot of times it's by design.
Out of all your fights, which one would you consider your best performance?
I'll probably say off the top of my head, because a lot of people don't know this, I'll say the Victor Ortiz fight, and I'll say it only because I was really sick for the last day or two. I was really sick and wasn't going to take the fight, but I did it anyway. So just knowing how bad I felt going into the ring and to compete on a world-class level, feeling the way I did, I had to give myself a pat on the back for that.
Now, I know all fighters say that they'll fight anybody, but do you think that it was a bit unfair, the position that you're put in, having to face Lucas Matthysse right away, right after signing Golden Boy, when he's been Danny Garcia's mandatory for as long as the belt was vacant before Eric Morales got it?
I don't look at it as being unfair because if I recall, I was the one who said that I will fight him first. So it wasn't like you said before. A lot of people say they'll fight anyone. I'm really that type of guy. I'll fight anyone. Everybody was, the whole time, the lead up before the Kendall Hall fight, and while I was, off for 14 months, all I kept hearing was nobody wants to fight Lucas Matthysse. And the whole time, every time they said that, I'm like, in my head, that's not true because I'll fight him any day, anytime, any place. And as soon as I got the opportunity, I jumped at it.
Now, how important is this performance for you? I mean, a win over Matthysse will definitely catapult you to the top of, at least top 5 in your division and probably in the pound-for-pound rankings, being as though that so many media believe he's so good. Where do you think this would rank you?
I think in my division, it ranks me number 1. Of course, Danny Garcia's gonna have something to say about that, but But I believe that it puts me at number 1 because right now, Matthysse been winning a lot of fights, a lot of them 5 by knockout straight. There's a lot of talk behind him. A lot of people look at him as being the number 1 guy right now. So me getting the victory over him puts me at number 1. And pound for pound rankings, we'll see where that falls. I should crack the top 10, though, I believe, with this victory. Because if you look at, my last 6 or 7 fights, it's all, good names on my resume. So I think I should crack the top 10.
Is it your opinion that you have faced the better opposition, and that even though Matthysse has good punching power, he's probably getting a lot of credit for knocking guys out that are C-class fighters?
Of course, at the end of the day, at the top, if you do the knockout percentage at the top level, that number's going to drop. But before we heard about him, he was already 25-0. I known him from the amateurs, and he was a pretty good puncher then, but 25-0, man, 25 knockouts. I mean, I see if it was against world-class fighters, then that's something. But coming up the ladder, it really doesn't mean anything.
Now, something had to motivate you to sign on the line. You know him from the amateurs. You've watched his pro fights. What is it about Lucas Matthysse that Lamont Peterson feels he can capitalize on? What does he do wrong that that's the answer?
I didn't really look at it like that. I just know that I look at myself as the best fighter at the weight class. I believe if I get in the ring with anyone, I'll beat him. So we didn't worry about, I see something sweet in him. It was just that his name was being tossed out there. So we said, we're going to fight him. We're worried about how we're going to beat him after we signed on the dotted line. And that's what we did. But at this point, I know we got a good game plan going, and we should win the fight.
What's your prediction for Saturday night?
To be honest, of course I see the victory. I do see it going the distance, but I see him getting frustrated with him not doing what he want to do, and he'll be surprised a bit, and I think he'll get frustrated. I don't think he'll give up. He'll keep trying, but I think he'll fall in the hole and get a bit confused in there, and I should take control of the fight later in the rounds.
My last question is, what's your thoughts? When I was watching tape, I realized that both Devin and Judah had success using the jab, but he would get to them in the body, which would tire him out in the later rounds, and they would be exhausted. You used your jab a lot in the Victor Ortiz fight, which gave you the edge, but also you attacked the body, which slowed him down. What do you think? Are you going to be able to do both? Are you going to be able to be an aggressor to the body and also a jabber to keep him off of you and utilize the entire ring?
At the end of the day, jabbing, if it's open, it's open. Body shots, that's going to happen. I'm going to go to the body. We know that. Even if I'm boxing, I'm going to the body. I'm going to slow him down to the body. The jab, if it's open, I'm take it. But if it's the right hand, I'll take it. Shots upstairs, I'll take whatever's open. But body shots, I'm going to throw them regardless, because a lot of times, even if it's no opening and they blocking it, it's still hitting them in the arms and still wearing them down. So I'll be more focused on the body shots.
All right, well, good luck on your fight, man. Boxing Voice is definitely rooting for you.